Hello everyone, I am Ram Kumar Pal from Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, India. I am going to present my paper, Modeling and Simulation of Direct Steam Generation in Parabolic Truss Solar Collector. Here I will discuss basics of direct steam generation process in Parabolic Truss Solar Collector. Direct steam generation is also known as DSG. We'll discuss benefits and challenges in the commercialization of DSG technology. Further, I will discuss two fluid numerical modeling of DSG process and the results obtained from the numerical modeling. Most of the existing parabolic truss solar collector power plants use synthetic IL as heat transfer fluid in the solar field. The maximum operating temperature of synthetic IL is around 400 degrees Celsius, which limits the maximum steam temperature and hence the power block efficiency. Further, there is requirement of IL water heat exchanger, which increases the investment cost. In case of direct steam generation, water is used as heat transfer fluid in the solar field and steam is generated in the solar field itself. Here, there is no requirement of IL water heat exchanger, hence investment cost is lower. Further, the steam could be generated at higher temperature, which increase the power block efficiency. At the same time, there are some challenges in the commercialization of DSG technology. The two-phase flow in the solar collector requires high effort control mechanism to deliver a steam at constant rate to the power block. Further, the non-uniform heat flux around the absorber surface and two-phase flow induces high circumferential thermal gradient in the absorber wall. The high thermal gradient induces deflection in the absorber wall, which may break the glass cover. The non-uniform heat flux around the absorber surface continuously changes from morning to evening due to tracking of the solar collector. In this study, the numerical modeling of DSG process has been performed for solar heat flux profile corresponding to solar noon and 2 hours before solar noon. The two fluid model based on Eulerian multi-phase modeling approach has been used to perform the numerical simulation of DSG process. Here, the solar heat flux profile around the absorber surface is divided into 5 parts: convective heat flux to the liquid phase, quenching heat flux, evaporative heat flux, convective heat flux to the vapor phase, and heat flux in thin film boiling. These are equations for various types of heat flux. In Eulerian multi-phase modeling approach, the conservation equations for mass, momentum, and energy have been solved separately for the liquid and vapor phase. To model the turbulence parameters in the DSG process, realizable K epsilon turbulence model has been used. This equation represents the modeling of mass transfer in DSG process. The first term represents the mass transfer at the liquid vapor interface, and the second term represents the mass transfer at the heated wall. These are some correlations used in this study. 12-meter length of absorber tube is considered as computational domain. The inner and outer diameters are 50 mm and 70 mm. The DNI is 750 watt per meter square, operating pressure 60 bar and 100 bar, mass flow rate 0.4 kg per second and 0.6 kg per second. The liquid water at the inlet of the absorber tube is considered as saturated. Structured hexahedral cells have been created in the computational domain to perform the numerical simulations. Based on the grid-independent study, it has been found that 0.57 millions of cells are appropriate to perform the numerical simulations. The discussed two-fluid model has been validated with the experimental data. The pressure variation along the length is validated with the experimental data of Reynolds, and the vapor volume fraction variation along the length is validated with the experimental data of Bartolomei et al. And numerical data of Maitorna and Hinjosa. In this study, ANSYS Fluent software is used to perform the numerical simulations. These contours shows the vapor volume fraction for operating pressure of 100 bar and mass flow rate of 0.4 kg per second and 0.6 kg per second. These are vapor volume fraction contours at axial position of 3 meter, 6 meter, 9 meter, and 12 meter from the inlet. Based on the contours of vapor volume fraction, it has been confirmed that flow regime in the solar collector is a stratified flow under the considered boundary conditions. This graph shows the variation of vapor volume fraction along the absorber length for 60 bar operating pressure and 100 bar operating pressure. It has been observed that vapor volume fraction at the absorber outlet is higher at the lower operating pressures for the same mass flow rate. Further, it has been found that the solar heat flux profile around the absorber surface has negligible effect on the vapor volume fraction. These graphs shows the temperature distribution around the absorber surface at axial position 2 meter, 4 meter, 6 meter, 8 meter, 10 meter, and 12 meter from the inlet. For mass flow rate for operating pressure 60 bar and mass flow rate 0.4 kg per second, 0.6 kg per second. These two graphs are for heat flux profile corresponding to solar noon, and these two graphs are for heat flux profile corresponding to 2 hours before solar noon. It has been found that the absorber surface temperature varies between 551 Kelvin to 570 Kelvin. In case of 2 hours before solar noon, the portion of the absorber wall in contact with the vapor phase receives high concentrated heat flux. Since the vapor phase has low heat transfer coefficient, hence the absorber surface temperature increases significantly. Similarly, this graph shows the temperature distribution around the absorber surface for operating pressure 100 bar. The absorber surface temperature varies between 586 Kelvin to 603 Kelvin. These are temperature contours in the absorber wall at axial position 3 meter, 6 meter, 9 meter, and 12 meter from the inlet. These are temperature contours for mass flow rate of 0.4 kg per second, and these are temperature contours for mass flow rate of 0.6 kg per second. These contours are for solar noon, and these contours are for 2 hours before solar noon. At solar noon, the bottom side of the absorber wall receives a high concentrated heat flux. Hence, the outer surface is at higher temperature, whereas the inner surface is at lower temperature because of in contact with the liquid phase. In case of 2 hours before solar noon, the portion of the absorber wall which is in contact with the vapor phase receives a high concentrated heat flux, hence hot spots created in the absorber wall. Similarly, these are temperature contours for operating pressure of 100 bar. This graph shows the variation of fluid mixture velocity along the absorber length. The fluid mixture velocity increases in the flow direction because of phase change or evaporation. It has been found that the acceleration in the fluid mixture is more at lower operating pressure. This is the velocity for vapor phase, and this curve shows the velocity for liquid phase. It has been observed that relative velocity exists between liquid and vapor phase. Vapor phase moves with higher velocity as compared to the liquid phase. The velocity difference between the liquid and vapor phase increases in the flow direction due to increase in the vapor volume fraction. The value for parameters: vapor volume fraction, circumferential temperature difference, outlet mixture velocity, and pressure drop under considered boundary conditions are presented in this table. The conclusions of this study are as follows. There is a stratified flow regime in the solar collector under considered boundary conditions. At lower operating pressure, the vapor volume fraction at the absorber outlet is higher. It has been found that position of solar heat flux profile has negligible effect on vapor volume fraction. The absorber surface temperature is significantly affected by position of solar heat flux profile. The maximum circumferential temperature difference in the absorber wall exists between 14 Kelvin to 18 Kelvin under the considered boundary conditions. At lower operating pressure, the acceleration in fluid mixture is more. It has been found that relative motion exists between liquid and vapor, where vapor phase moves with higher velocity. It has been observed that there is low pressure loss at higher operating pressure. The pressure loss increases with increase in the mass flow rate. These are some references used in this study. Thank you for your kind attention.